What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode from Men Behind the Mitts. I am your host, Big J, also known as Josh. That's right, real name drop. What's up? Welcome to the podcast, guys. I'm joined by my co-host, the silkiest of the silk, Jesse, aka the Silk Meister. How you doing, brother?
What's up, buddy? How you
so
feeling?
good. I'm good. I'm excited to be back. Excited to be doing another podcast here. Just wanted to welcome you guys to the podcast, and if you're a returning listener, thank you for coming back and joining, guys. Just want to go over what Men Behind the Mitts is all about real quick, guys. We are Men Behind the Mitts. We are partnered with Silky Mitts Hockey Club right here, guys. We got some fresh gear. We're always rocking the tees and the hats. But Men Behind the Mitts, guys, we are some beer league buttes. We love hockey. We love talking about hockey, and we throw a nice little dash of our lives on the mix. Got some good stories, over the times and building episodes and stuff like that. So for those of you that have heard before, we got some good ones in there, but definitely wanted to welcome you guys to the podcast. We got a great episode lined up for you today, guys. NHL season is starting, so we are extremely excited for that. We're going to recap that, and we have a killer guest as well. He's actually a repeat guest. We're going to be having Guby. He's going to be joining us back on the podcast. Can't wait to talk to him and his new partnerships that he's got with the NHL. And what we're going to do, I don't want to give anything away because Guby, he's the man. He's one of my favorite people that we've had on the pod, and he does some excellent work customizing skates. But I'm going to let him tell you guys all about that. So let's get the episode started. Let's dive right in. Another epi. What's up, man? So happy to see you. It's only been a week, right? But it feels like, especially with this 75 hard challenge going on, it feels like it's been 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro.
It's gone by fast, but at the same time, it does feel like so much has happened in between that time. It's wild. It's wild.
It's wild. So if you guys don't know, Silk and I have taken on the 75 hard day challenge. I'm on day 8. Silk's on day 9.
Day 9, getting it in.
We are killing it. I am learning a lot about myself, mentally and physically, definitely pushing some limits on both. To be honest, I kind of had to learn that. I've already had to slow down on the skates, man. Like my hips and groin, I am definitely in my 30s. Like, let me tell you, bro, like the recovery time is different now.
You're waking up sore as hell every morning now.
Every morning. There is not a day where I don't wake up and go, ow. I just wake up, the dog is right in my face. I'm just like, oh my God, everything from I told you the other day, from my earlobes to my big toes, everything hurts. Like my neck, traps, chest, like especially my core, man, my core and my hips, dude. Like, told you, I feel like a German Shepherd, man. I've been getting some work in, I got some hip dysplasia coming on something, man. But yeah, we've been putting it in, bro. I've been nonstop with the lifting and the skating. I kind of had to, luckily it's been raining the last couple of days. So I've been like today, I walked in the rain with the dogs. It was fantastic. It was nice to get out there and get some fresh air in these lungs. I love the outside workouts. I actually thought I was going to hate it, but I'm really starting to like it because it's just forcing you to get outside. And we always talk about how it's important to be outside, get that fresh air, do some grounding. I was just doing some grounding about 20 minutes ago in the wet ass grass. And I was just feeling re-energized, excited to be, excited that we're recording another episode. And I just noticed, and the main thing for me is, man, I just feel like my mental fortitude right now is just go, 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 I just feel so on top of my day. And, even though I'm waking up sore, dude, I'm waking right up. The alarm hits that first one. I literally roll over, I hit stop, and I'm like, all right, let's get it. And I get right out of bed, take the dog outside, make a cup of coffee, and I start stretching. 3:45 in the morning, I'm stretching on the floor. You know, it's crazy. I feed my pup and I'm stretching, dude. I'm just getting right at it. And it's almost automatic. You know what I mean? It's just at this point, I'm 8 days in, but I'm telling you what, man, nothing's fucking stopping me, you know, on this one. And I just feel good. I feel good going after it, you know?
Yeah, no, I do completely. It's crazy to see the things that have started to change in my life with me. I'm 9 days in only, you know?
Yeah.
But like we were texting about this in the group chat, but like I'm like doing things outside of my comfort zone. It's got me, you know what I'm saying? Not feeling some type of way, but like it's got me like really going out there and just all about life. I'm doing fucking TikToks now, bro. Like
right.
outfit changes and shit to music and sing. I'm not dancing. I'm not doing that. Maybe by 75.
Maybe.
Who knows, right?
Yeah,
but like I'm out there just like all the shit that I'm like I've made lists on I should do for the business and blah 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 where I've procrastinated on before. Now I'm like I'm in this mode where I don't want to be lazy. So like instead of coming home and after dinner being like, oh, I'm gonna chill on the couch, watch some hockey, and then read my book and go to bed, it's like, what can I do in this next hour? And it's like, well, you know what, dude, let me just go shoot this TikTok real quick. Even if it gets 2 likes, I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting the business out there. Let me just fucking do it. And that's just where I'm at with everything, bro. Like everything. I really did not expect to see those type of changes mentally already. The physical part is coming though. I'm sore as hell as well. But I'm leaning out. My diet's staying on track. I haven't had sugar in so long. Well, 9 days, but that feels
blessed,
like
bro.
Not gonna lie.
I'm 8 days refined sugar free. I haven't had bread in 8 days. I haven't had pasta, nothing.
No carbs.
Nothing.
You're not doing carbs?
I mean, the only carbs I'm getting are from I have popcorn as a snack because I have this Smart Pop. It's like, you know, 50 calories. It's so good. I get the salt and pepper. Oh, I don't even do the cheddar, but I just get salt and pepper. I just keep it OG. So I'm really liking that's a great snack. It's light. It fills me up. But yeah, so nothing extra. Like on my meal preps, literally I'm doing lentil and veggie pasta. So it's like, you know, I'm getting some carbs through those veggies there. You know, just a dash of sauce, nothing crazy, grilled chicken, grilled steak. And yeah, man, I would almost consider it a caveman diet, really. Just I'm eating proteins and veggies. Like that's it. Like there's nothing else. Like I like tonight, you know, I made burgers. I didn't have a bun. I didn't even eat the potatoes that I made. Like I made chicken potatoes. I didn't have them. I just had that. And then I had some veggies. You know, I just make my own thing. And like I said, like what it really comes down to is that switch is just flipped. And it's like I've got a, you know, it's just locked in position. You know what I mean? Like someone's taped it up, like you're not flicking it down, you know? And I'm just really committed. And it's great because not only do we get to share, like me and you, like we're texting and, you know, doing the Instagram posts. And that's something else too, man, is that a picture a day.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, like that's not me. Like, you know what I mean? I only have 7 shirts. Like you guys are going to like see you guys have already seen, it's day 8. I'm recycling already. Like, you know what I mean? Like I guess I have a washing machine, but like, it's the same shit. Like you're going to see, it's not like a girl. I've got like, I can match this top with this bottom. Like, nah, dog, I got 5 pairs of shorts and 7 workout shirts. And I've got to cut some sleeves off some more shirts, basically is where I'm at, you know? So, you know, it's different, but I tell you what, man, the support, we were just talking about this before we got on here, the support group just through Instagram, these people I don't even fucking know. You know, they're liking my pictures, they're commenting just from the hashtags that we're using, you know, 75 hard challenge, stuff like that. People I don't know. And now I'm having conversations with these people in the DMs. You know, they're just like, you know, what made you want to do it? And I was like, bro, you want the long version or the short version? You know, like how much do you want to know? Because I'm an open book, man. I'm an open book when it comes to my health and my weight loss journey and my soon to be like full on transformation. And you know what's crazy, bro? I was thinking about this the other day. Remember when we started this? We started hitting it. Well, we've always worked out, but I've always worked out and ate what I wanted. That's just what I did, right? But we got serious. What was it? 2 years ago? Yeah. This is year 3, which is crazy. Because I remember we were in the gym. I was weighing like 270, started at 305, guys. I'll put that out there. I started at 305. I'll post some pictures. Absolutely hated myself, my life, everything, right? So me and you got serious about lifting and serious about our health. And you know, I'm just going through this. And I remember back then I very I don't even know the word I'm looking for. I was going to use a big word, but I lost it. I remember like the back of my hand saying, this is a 3 to 5 year transformation that I'm going to go through. And I knew that. And I knew stepping into it that it was going to be 3 years, not to get, disappointed or sidetracks are going to happen, this and that. And to think that this is the start of year 3 and we're starting it off like this. You know what I mean? And that just, my fire is burning, bro. Like this fire is big. It's burning. It's almost out of control. I just feel so good. And I want it all. I want it fucking bad. And they always say, you're not going to get it until you want it as bad as you breathe. Well, let me tell you, man, I'm breathing hard. You know what I mean? I want it. I really do want it. And I, this is a great way. And like I said, the mental fortitude and everything from this challenge already 8 days in, I just feel like something different. I feel different this time,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely, I get it. I get it. I mean, I'm right there with you. So, no shit,
Yeah.
but it's a long journey though. Like no joke. I'm not
for sure.
I got to pump the brakes. I got ahead of myself, with doing these fucking reels and videos and trying to be all extra about it with social media. Cause you see the shit, you think, all right, I'll do this, but yeah. That's actually the hardest part is like remembering, hey, I got to take a video or or take a picture, whatever it is for this challenge. Cause I mean, you're grinding, right? I'm up at 5 a.m. You're up at 3 and grab my cup of coffee. I have my bag packed the night before. That's part of my routine. That's just less time I'm wasting, less energy I'm wasting the next day as I get it done the night before. And I'm out the door and at the gym, I'm just killing it, So yeah, I'm real eager to see. I mean, we both have different goals we're trying to achieve from this. And same thing when you talked about when we started this journey of like taking our workouts from just working out between hockey sessions for hockey essentially.
Right.
To like really getting serious about this shit. I didn't even think about it as like, 3 to 5 years like you. I was like, I want to be the old guy at the gym. Like that was, I didn't put it. I want to be the old guy at the gym. That's like, this guy's been working out his whole life, looks great, comes in.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not stopping.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? This is never going to stop. Like like I would love if I ever do have, children, I want to be that's something that's always motivated me too, is I want to be able to run. I want to be able to play hockey with my kids. I want to be able to do the things. And I don't want to be like, but let me get up now. Let's go play some catch. I don't want to do that. I want to be asking my kids, come the fuck outside, man. Let's go outside. I want to be that. That's how the type of person and dad that I want to be, and just because.
It reflects off your actions, dude. I'll tell you that as a father and I haven't been a father for a long time. And I'm already, you see it, you see this shit very quickly and you realize how much of an influence you have on kids. I don't preach nothing to my kid. He's 2. Just enjoy your life. Play. Say enjoy life. But he sees what I do.
Yes.
Okay. So he gets down and acts like he's doing push-ups already. Because what's dad do? You know what I'm saying? He acts like he's lifting stuff. Yeah. I don't tell him to do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's another thing. Like you're right. Like playing with your kids as you get older. Like I want my kid to be 13 and be like trying to hit the gym and asking dad about it. Me being able to give him the information because he wants to better his life and
right.
And that be a core factor in his life at a much younger age than it was for me. I didn't get into it till I got into it myself.
Yeah.
Nothing against my folks, different lives. Same, I'm sure you could say about your father. They had
different generations.
Different generations, exactly. It was all work mentality, grow your family and work. That's it. We kind of have the luxury of having a little more selfishness and putting ourselves first because we know that mental health wise, it's a huge deal, right? Like you got to put yourself first if you're going to be a good dad, a good partner. And
absolutely.
That's a big thing to me. Like I want my kid to be like, yeah, I work out. My dad's always worked out. It's just something I've done. I want that to be words that come out of my kid's mouth. And when someone's asking like, yo, how are you in shape at such a young age? How have you been so athletic? Whatever it may be.
Right.
Oh, my dad did this. He didn't force us to, but every time we wanted to, and every time we had a question, he had the answer and he helped us and he didn't force it on us. And we fell in love with it ourselves. Something along those lines.
You nailed it, man, because something that I do get, I am jealous or envious of that fact. Like, I know that you're that way with your son. And like, my cousin is that way with his daughter. Mm-hmm. He's like, it's time to work out. And she's right behind the stairs. Let's work out, daddy. And they're going right downstairs and she's down there doing sit-ups, picking the plastic weights up. just, it's fucking like, that is so beautiful to me. You know what I mean? Because you could just be sitting on the couch eating chips and then your child is just
watching a cartoon
in.
Disney movie with your kid. And nothing against anyone that does that.
Yes,
there's
I'm
different
not different
lifestyle. I just want a different lifestyle. The guy that wants to go to the gym, the guy that doesn't want to go to the gym. I don't fuck with convertibles. It's nothing against guys that like convertibles, but I would rather T-tops at most,
Yeah.
I'm not different preference. Guy. I wear Nikes, I wear Yeezys, I wear Jordans, I wear Vans. Like, I'm not going to wear the same shit as someone else, like blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the great thing about it. When we say shit on here, I don't want anyone to ever get it twisted that we think that, no, man, we are positive vibes. Do what you do.
No.
We want the best for you in your lives out there. And if you're making bad choices as well, not to say bad, but maybe wrong choices for your health, we want the best for you. Maybe you should take that change, and if we can help you in that way and motivate you, sure, but we're not going to dog you out. We've been there. Jay will tell you, Jay was a big boy. It was a big block at one time. So like, it happens. I had it when I first, met my chick and had a kid come in, and all I did was play hockey and drink beer with the boys. Dad bod was in before I was a dad. So like, shit happens to everybody.
I was born with a dad bod. Okay. That's exactly what I'm getting at is if I would never tell anyone anything. That's not my place. I don't do that at all. What's funny was something that always reminds me of that, because like, we're both tatted up, obviously. Mm-hmm. And like, when people are like one of the weirdest things to me is when people are like, oh, I like your tattoo. Mine looks like shit. Like, what? Like, I would never, you know what I mean? Like, I would never be like, yeah, that does look like shit. I'm like, nah, that's cool, man. Like, I don't know, just the little things. I never want to have a negative influence on anybody, which I've learned. Unfortunately, I didn't know that when I was younger, and I was a dick, and some decisions have been made in life, and here we are. But that's part of growing, and that's what's great about growing is it's gonna come, hopefully, but as long as you're working on yourself, and that's what I see. As long as you're working on yourself and striving for different things, it's fantastic. You might not have the time to go to the gym. You might not have the time to meal prep. I'm lucky. I don't have children. I'm single. I'm single in the government's eyes. You know what I mean? I got an old lady, and we take care of each other and we do things together. But other than that, I'm a very self-sustaining person when it comes to these things. And that's what I mean. If you can just take a little bit from this, I hope it's the positivity. I just hope it's the positivity to keep grinding, to not give up. And dude, like, look, we started this in a pandemic. You know what I mean? In the most uncertain times ever, we were still grinding with our heads down. Like that. And that's what we've helped other people with pods, and it's so exciting and so cool. That's all I just ever want people to take from this, is just that, we're out here having a good time, and I want you to be a part of it. I want you to enjoy it. If you take something from it, fantastic. If you hate me for it, I'm sorry if I said something to offend you over an episode or something, but it's just me. We're all individuals, which is one of the beautiful things about being a human. You know what I mean? We're all individuals, and we're just here to share our little slice of the pie. There's my little 2 cents. Probably only worth 1 penny now, but I'm gonna give it to you.
I'm more in like the crypto world of 0.00579.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, so mine would be like 0.0000736 at ETH. Okay. So here we go. Hey. But yeah, man. So, but no, I'm excited for this. I'm really happy with that we're doing this, and the following is growing, and we're pulling different people in now that we're a part of this challenge, and it's really exciting. It's fantastic. I love talking to people about it. And it's great, because I had a conversation with my dad the other day, and my dad was like, man, he's like, you're really doing it, huh? And I'm like, yeah, like, absolutely. Like, Dad, you know me. And I'm very similar. It's crazy. I'm so similar to my dad in those aspects of, I got my work ethic from him, and just being able to put my head down and grind. But I also got like the other stuff from my mom, where to take a step back and look around at things, so I really did get blessed and have these 2 great personalities that I got to pick from and develop from. And my dad's like, man, I got to get on something. I'm like, well, let's set you up. I'll get you a little plan, get you some core strength going, help the back out. He's got, bad back like I do, the fucking degenerative disc disease. What a blessing in the genetics, it's like, so we're both battling through that stuff. And, it's just great that the fact that even my dad called me to ask me about it. I was ecstatic, and I was like, come over to the house, we'll set you up. Let's get your little plan.
It says a lot about your relationship with your dad. But that also, this goes back to like what I was just saying. Like, I'm the same way. I got a lot from my father. You know,
Yeah.
I know I got to pay my dues. If I'm starting something,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for the fucking elevator because I know I'm taking the stairs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Same thing. Our fathers grew up in that generation. But isn't it crazy to see, like what I was talking about with my kid, the things we picked up and apply to our lives, even though our lives are completely different than our fathers in majority of the ways. But at the same time, now we're able to give back with the things that we've adapted in our lives that are different from our parents that we can give back to them. Like, for instance, my dad's not a fucking reader. He doesn't read books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's a manly man. He works and, you know, blah, 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 does shit, comes home, does chops wood, does shit around the house. I gave him a book to read. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dad, I think you should read this, blah, blah, blah. And then I check up on him like, hey, man, how you doing? You know, I had to do this. I ain't reading that much, but I've read this chapter and that chapter. And it's just good to see the small influence that we can give back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My dad asked me, he's like, so what's this Art of War you and Jesse are talking about? And I'm like, Dad, I'm like, it's this. I was like, reading this book. I mean, I don't know how every politician, soldier, I mean, even a regular person needs to read this. I mean, not only is it applicable to legitimate war, but mental fortitude, mental war. Like you're your own adversary. How much should we talk about how brutal comfort is? Like comfort is the best, softest thing, but it's the worst fucking thing, you know? And then like you're saying, taking ourselves out of our comfort zones with these pictures, these 2-a-days, talk about I'm being unfucking comfortable, you know? And that's what it's all about, dude. And just reading this book, my dad asked me about it. It's the same thing. It's so fucking cool that you got, man, it's so cool. That's what I mean. The little things like that already, I did not expect from me just wanting to work out and change my life. And here my dad's asked me about a book and you're telling your dad about chapters. I didn't know about that. That's so cool. We didn't even talk about that before, but that's so fucking cool. That makes me so happy, you know? And I'm not a reader. My chick is a reader. You know what I mean? She will tear through a book. Like she's the type of person who goes on vacation and like buys 3 books just for vacation. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But now I see myself on the next vacation having a book with me. Like I see that as an option. And hopefully I stick to it, man, because
do you see and this got me thinking because you said vacation and then reading a book, you see your sobriety lasting past the 75 days? You've already done it before, so I know it's easy for you.
Yeah.
You're just like me, whether it's not stop talking to somebody or committing to a job or doing what you're saying you're gonna do. When we say we're going to do something, we do it. So do you think this is your sobriety as well?
So it really helps right now. I'm not a winter drinker in general because I hate fucking winter bars. And also, man, I do see it sticking for several reasons. The alcohol, I tell you what, every time I drink, I remember why I don't drink.
Isn't that crazy?
I have a great time for an hour and then I'm like, God damn it, I hate myself. I want to fucking go home. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have a great time for an hour, but so this will help too. But in addition to this whole challenge, I've challenged myself since I'm fasting and I only eat, 2 meals a day. I'm taking my lunch with me. I'm taking my Gatorade. I stopped buying Gatorade from the gas station. I haven't bought a Monster since this has started, So one of the challenges to myself was Monday through Friday, unless I need gas in my truck, I'm not swiping my debit card.
That's awesome.
It's a challenge for me because I used to stop every morning, 2 Gatorades, 2 Monsters, $11.50 every fucking morning. And I'm like,
and then bevies.
Just on bevies, bro. And now, and to think back, that's every morning, $11.50. And then I was eating lunch out every day because that was my little treat to myself. But, and it's just almost like part of the job. You go to lunch break, well, let's fucking go out and get some food. Let's get some hot fucking food. And I work in DC. So lunch, it went from 10 to 15 to 15 to 20 to 25 real fucking fast. It happens like that. So just the money I'm not wasting on that shit. Just checking your bank account at the end of the week and seeing nothing pending, it's almost a relief because I realize through all this how much stress we put on ourselves from nothing, and not even real stress, just fake stress, buying food, buying drinks. Oh man, I'm a little tight this month. Well, if you cut out $11.50 a day, that's kind of a big deal. It's over $300 a month. So little things like that, man, they all add up. So to get back to the original question, the alcohol sobriety, I do see that sticking until, it's going to be hard because, I'm a boat guy. Summer comes around, beans hitting me up, we're going to be out on the boat. But I tell you what, every time I go on that fucking boat, I black out and I hate myself for a whole week. Like I really do. I don't feel right for a fucking week. So maybe it will stick. I'm hoping it does, because let me tell you, after I went sober for the first time, I did a whole year of sobriety, and it changed, because me and you, like, how I was. A lot of people know how I was when I would drink. My only goal was to black out. I don't know how to casually do that.
Yeah, we don't do that. That wasn't in our blood.
No, never. And that's the thing is why. And if I'm not going to do this, why even have one? There's no point to have one or two. So why not just remove it? It's less money. You're adding, shit. I haven't had a beer in a restaurant, but what's a beer now? $5, $6, $7, $8. You know what I mean? Like, and that's another thing too, is I've kind of like gotten out of this. I remember I used to get to Friday and I'd be like, let's go to dinner. Like, let's go to dinner. Friday night dinner, Saturday night dinner. Me and Chick, we go to Texas Roadhouse, 2 12-ounce steaks, an app, 4 margaritas. She has 2, I have 2. $80. 80. When I can, and we've already seen the price of steak, but nonetheless, for the most part, I can get 2 12-ounce strips for under 20. Make a banging vegetable, greens, asparagus, broccoli, saute it on the grill, put my love into it. How we talked about love last episode.
Yep. If you believe in the positive energy, it's going to be in your food, your water, everything. Yep.
Put my love into the food. And I've always cooked. I've one of my first jobs after I got out of like doing hardware and tools and dumb shit like that, I cooked, and I always worked in restaurants. I served, I bartended, I managed. I was a fucking line cook. So I truly enjoy making food for other people. I like watching them enjoy the food, or them eating it and be like, man, this is good. Like, it makes me feel good to serve a plate. I enjoy that. Like the other day, I whipped up some fajitas, man. I had the steak going, the chicken on the grill. I had the refried beans. I was sauteing my peppers, my onions, got the tortillas, the rice. Bro, I set it all out. And Steve's like, yo, you need help? And I'm like, no, I got it. He's like, are you sure? I'm sure I can help. And then also something else I'm doing is, instead of just beating around the bush, I'm just starting to be more direct with what I mean. So I was like, hey, man, I said, I know you always offer, but it's not me to ask for help. And then 2, you're just going to get in my way. Like, I'm not to be rude. You're going to be in my fucking way. And there's a certain way I chop the chicken. There's a certain way I slice the steak. And not to be rude, I fucking got it. And he's like, you're right. I'm the same way. I'm out. And he right back downstairs. I text him when dinner's ready. You know what I mean? Like I got it. You know what I mean? Unless I'm like, hey, bro, can you watch this while I go to the grill real quick? I got to spend a few minutes out there. Just keep hitting the veggies. Unless I ask for something like that. Like, now we're on the same page where I'm good, because I don't ask him when he's cooking. Like, nah, bro, you said you're cooking, you're fucking cooking. That's how I've always been. If I say I'm cooking, stay the fuck out.
That's the same way. I mean, yeah, with my chick.
The littlest thing.
Yeah, when I'm cooking, she's like, you want me to do the guac? You want me to... No, because you're going to do it different than I would. And I got a routine. I'm doing this, and I know I have enough time with this to where I can chop this and I can do this. Like, it's a root. It's weird. It's a weird.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, and something that I take a lot of pride in is timing. So as you know, I spent many years in the restaurant
at the same time, so
it's hot. The same fucking time.
Yes,
and Steve's like, and Steve's always like, how do you do that? I'm like, I've got 8 clocks right here. I know the rice is on for 20. That means my chicken's going to take 6 minutes, minute 30 each side. My steak's going to take 4 minutes, 1 minute each side. I throw my chicken on 2 minutes before I throw my steak on. And I throw my peppers on 10 minutes before that, because I like to get them nice and caramelized. And my rice is already on, my beans, you know what I mean? I've got it all. I've got it fucking all up there. And that's something I take pride in my timing, because I hate when someone's like, yeah, I'll make dinner. And you look over there and the broccoli or the green beans have just been sitting in a bowl for 15 fucking minutes. And you're like, love to reheat those green beans, like it's something so minuscule, but it's something that I pay attention to, so like when I cook, man, I'm like, I got it, bro. Like, don't you worry.
It's a very rewarding feeling too. Like for most recent for me was spaghetti. Water's boiling, noodles are in. I'm waiting. All right, cool. Boom. Noodles are at the point I could tell by stirring them where they're at. Let me start grounding this beef. Beef stops. I drain my noodles. I put the beef in the pan that the noodles were in while they're draining in the sink. Put the sauce in and let it heat up from the heat. Oh, what's going on? And then I put the noodles in. As soon as I put that in, what's going off? Ding, ding, ding. Garlic bread's done. And then you sit at the table and your chick comes to the table and it's all set and you're putting the baby in the high chair and it looks like you're at a fancy restaurant and she's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
dinner.
How?
Like, yeah.
It's like,
I did dinner. This is how I do dinner.
That's
That's
so funny, but it's so tiny, such a little thing, but so rewarding. And
that's
why I love.
Do you go over the top too when you cook? Like me, I fold the napkins, I set the plates out.
No, you're on your own. I've always done. I've always done family style. I've always done family style. The food's ready. Eat when you want to fucking eat. That's how I've always done it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't put it in a serving bowl unless, well, that's what I did do with the chicken. I separated the chicken, the beef, the peppers, the onions, the beans, and the rice. I had those all in nice serving bowls, but I'm not making your fucking plate. You're getting your own napkin. You know where the fucking silverware is.
It's different though, because you got a roomie. I got the
but even when chick, exactly.
Yeah.
So even when chick's here, like, I'm like, you can make your plate. Or it's different, like when we make like the every plate meals or whatever, the Hello Fresh, like that. I will be like, I always ask her when I make the meal, I'm like, you want it like the picture, or you want it how I'm gonna eat it? She's like, the picture. I'm like, all right, so let me see, rice on the bottom, chicken here, carrots. All right, here you go. And then like me, because I'm a weird eater on some things, I don't like my food to touch. You know, so it's like I will eat my chicken. She's like, you're not getting rice? I was like, I'll get the fucking rice. Just let me eat my chicken. And then I'll go back and get my rice, and then I'll go back and get sometimes I'm weird like that.
Really?
But like, yeah.
Is it only certain meals or certain foods?
Yeah. No. Certain, it's how, man, this is really getting deep into my psyche. So, like, prime example, Chipotle, I'm not a shaker.
Oh, really?
I'm a section guy. I
can't do it.
Like, so
you take a bite and it's
like
just
this.
guac.
Nope. So look, the only thing I will do is I will smear the guac or the sour cream with my fork like this, back and forth over the top, right? But other than that, I'm a section. Wham, wham, wham. That, next level. Wham, wham. And that's how I eat it. It's how I've always eaten anything in a bowl. I started on one side, work my way to the other. Like ice cream, like when I used to eat that, like I'm like, all right, that scoops first, that scoops second. And like that's how I don't know why I'm like that, but that's how I eat. And but not all things, like fajitas. Mix it all up, bro. The more the merrier, you know? But if it's, especially with steak, so stuff that's got sauce, I don't like when sauce touches other things. So maybe that's what it really is. Like when I eat steak, I'm doing steak, broccoli, and like a veggie, like another veggie, or like when I used to do mashed potatoes, I don't like the steak juice running into my mashed potatoes. I like the steak juice on my steak. I love that.
I get a little whip in there and give it that.
That's just not me. Like that's just that. That's
well, good. I'm glad we're not too alike then, because you started getting to the point where we do everything the same.
Yeah, but that's just little things like that. Yeah, little things like that. And that's what makes us individuals. You know what I mean? Like I'm weird.
I like how you said I'm not a shaker, because a lot of people, like when I first started eating Chipotle, I noticed a lot of people they use their spoon. And then I got hit.
That's weird.
Tighten
the shaky shake.
Even if you're eating there, you get a lid so you can shake it, bro.
You shake the shit out of it.
And I do that with everything now, even my salads.
Yeah,
like, if I'm eating a salad, I'll like put like a plate or something over my bowl and like flip it up and shake it up, because like I don't want to eat all the dressing on top and then get to the bottom with the dry lettuce.
Man, so all right, prime example. I just got a salad the other day. I love it. Like, sidebar. Have you had any food inversions yet since you started? That? Like, so a food inversion. Okay. So, one of my favorite meals is breakfast. I fucking love eggs. I love sausage. I don't do bacon anymore. And I love toast. Well, now I'm not eating breakfast because it's not my eating window. My eating window is 8 on, 16 off. So I usually eat at 10:30, 11, eat my last meals like 7:30. It's in my 8 hours, right? So now I'm not eating breakfast, but the other night I was like, bro, I'm just craving eggs. I want an omelet so bad, right? Whipped up eggs, made a sausage, egg, and cheese omelet. I took one bite of the eggs and I was just like, and I spit it right back out. And I opened my omelet and just ate the sausage. I threw all the egg away. Like now eggs make me sick. The smell, the taste, just because I haven't had them in a week. And this is something that me and Chick go through. Like we go through weird food inversions. Like I love salad, but I only like salad with spinach, right? I like spinach salads. I don't like fucking romaine. I don't like spring mix. Get that bullshit out of here. Fucking spring mix makes me so mad. But I'm a spinach guy, right? What did I do? Made a nice spinach salad, banana pepper, black olive, a little shake of Parmesan cheese, some chicken breast, sun-dried tomato vinaigrette, one bite of spinach. I can't eat spinach anymore. I can't eat raw spinach. So now I'm back on romaine. Like, bro, and that's a food inversion, weird. Just for whatever, something you love, but you cannot stand it.
It
for
happened to me
reason,
with eggs. It happened with me with eggs too, but it was last year. And that was because every day I was coming home and I would have eggs and toast. I'd go to the gym, come home, eggs and toast, right. Literally for 2 months straight. And then like I didn't eat eggs for like 2 or 3 days, and I went to go eat them, and that's just the smell of them. You're right.
Yeah, it's weird, but I'm sure I love breakfast. It's one of my favorite things, but not right now. And it's just out, bro.
Speaking of salads, before we jump off here, we got Guby waiting on us.
Yes.
You got to try this. I'll send you the recipe. Blackened Caesar salad shrimp. Like blackened shrimp Caesar salad.
Caesar
So
salad.
Caesar salad with this like blackened like sauce shrimp on fire.
Creamy, like a creamy Caesar.
No, like
an oily Caesar, like oil and vinaigrette. That's my jam, bro. So oil and vinegar is my favorite salad dressing. Plain Jane. I don't even know why. All the fucking beautiful salad dressings in the world, I love oil and vinegar. And recently, I've come across the Ken's Newman Caesar dressing, but it's not like the thick and creamy. It's like an oily Caesar, and it smacks. It's busting, bro. Like I'm all about it, and I do enjoy that.
Yeah, I love salads. I could eat salads. I gotta have protein. I can't just do a green salad.
Gotta have protein. No, you gotta have chicken, steak,
shrimp, something in there. Yeah.
I gotta get back on shrimp. I haven't had shrimp since I started this. I'm gonna see how much a bag of shrimp is. I fuck with shrimp hard. Hope I like it.
I go to Target and I get the frozen large raw ones.
Yeah, already peeled or whatever.
No, we have to peel them.
Oh,
yeah. That's what the woman's for.
No. Oh man, we didn't even get to talk about hockey, but look, guys, let's before we got Guby waiting on us. Really excited to get this interview going for you guys. The NHL officially starts tonight. Tonight is Tuesday. You guys are watching this Thursday. The league is officially started. So excited. Caps play their first game Wednesday, so unfortunately we can't really recap it because this comes out Thursday. But Caps take on the Rangers, home opener. Going to be a hell of a game. Ryan Reeves is cleared to play.
Yep. Maybe catch the boys denim. Maybe me. We'll see how the schedule plays out. Instagram lives are coming back, folks.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Don't sleep.
Instagram lives.
Those were going hot. If you didn't get to experience those, well, listen, we were drinking in those days. We got a little wild in there, but it's still going to be a great time. Random guests coming in. We got a lot of shit going on. So I'm excited for hockey.
I'm excited for him too, bro. I'm excited for him too. So without that, guys, let's go ahead and get Guby in here. We got a great interview lineup. I can't wait to get this one out for you guys. All right, guys, we've officially got Guby on board. He's in the pod. He's in the call here. Guby, welcome back to the podcast.
Hey, it's what up? What's going on?
It's so great to see you. I love the energy. The vibe is always there. Before we start, I know we've got so much to talk about. Before we start, go on ahead and plug your Instagram, plug everything real fast so everyone can find you. Because trust me, you guys are going to want to find him after you hear about what he does. Okay, so go on ahead and plug everything, dude.
Okay, so my name is Peter, and most people call me Guby. At Guby_customs on Instagram. And that's literally my only link. That's where I put my stuff up, and man, that's where I got found. So
yeah.
So for now, I'm gonna say for now it's on Instagram. Throughout this conversation, there is gonna be more channels, and I'll tell you all about it because that's things that are happening. So
there we
go. So there's a lot of cool stuff.
Hey, it's good to see you, man. It's really good to see you. Seriously, I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing very well. I'm very happy. We do talk about hockey, we do talk about skates, but I have been doing some other things.
Yeah, and I noticed the new backdrop. Yeah.
So I moved from Montreal to Alberta, and I don't have that funky curtain behind me anymore. That like 90s curtain. I loved it. I still love it though.
Yeah, it was vintage.
But yeah, these are some cool things that I'm trying to learn how to play, but I'm also doing designs on them.
Oh, nice.
However, this red one is this is a really good story. So, okay, the black one, I bought it, and I bought it black because I want to change it. The fire one, I guess, is a friend who gave it to me, and she said, "Listen, you love guitar, I love guitar. I got this one here." And I was like,
"Man,
wicked." But this red one, okay, like I don't know if you can see it, but there's some writing on it.
Yeah, I see some scribbles. What's it all about?
Okay, so I went. So in Montreal, I won contest and I won tickets. There was about 50 people who won like pairs of tickets to see this band. Okay, and it was an outdoor concert, an amazing concert. I'll tell you the band after. And like like it's crazy concert. It was just amazing. And at the end of the last song, everybody who was in this contest who won tickets, who were all basically in the front row,
right?
They were put in a draw to win the guitar that the band had signed, and I won it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the band, right after they played Free Bird, all right.
Oh boy.
So this is
talking
this is Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Man, that's awesome.
Yo,
yeah,
that's awesome.
So this was 2012, and I always kept it in a box, and I always kept it in its original box. But now I put it up on my own display. So it was a really cool story, really cool concert, and now I have a Lynyrd Skynyrd. I have a part of rock and roll history.
Yeah, no joke. One of the bands that literally changed the way music went. You know,
yes.
That's so. You know what's crazy? I'm real big. I'm a big music guy. I've always been into shows. I try to go to concerts as much as I can. I just really appreciate the art form because it's something that I cannot do. I used to play drums barely. I'll say barely. I took guitar lessons when I was younger. Could not get it, and it's just one of those things where when you see, I really have an appreciation for that skill, that talent, the ability. It blows me away.
Yeah, I like. Obviously, Freebird for me was like the song that I really wanted to go see, and it was the song that they didn't play, and then they left the stage, and everybody was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then they come back, they do the encore, but they played so many good songs and so many like musically rhythmic songs that I was like, "What is this? I've never heard this." And Freebird live. I think the song is like 12 minutes long.
Yeah, it's a long one.
But live was well over 20 minutes.
Whoa, they just kept shredding.
Shredding the light show. It was just, and the singer is there for maybe 5 minutes.
Right.
And then the band takes over, the voice you could see at the end of the concert, the voice needs to take a break, but these guys just went all out and then just finished the concert like that. It was insane. So this is my new background now, and I like it. I like it.
Yeah, great. So I see you got some twigs over there too. You mentioned before we got in, you started skating a little bit more.
Yeah, I did a little bit of skating, but up here in Canada they imposed the passport, so I'm unfortunately, due to non-compliance with government mandates, I'm not able to play anymore until it's winter out here. So for now I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, glad to see you're doing well, and glad to see you're doing well and healthy. We're very much. It's luckily, we're not quite as strict as you guys yet. I know Trudeau has really put the hammer down over the last year and a half or so. But we are quickly following suit, something that we are not excited about, not only for extracurriculars, but for employment and all types of stuff. I don't want to dive all the way into it, but we're just saying we're getting by for the time being, Yeah.
I get it.
Big pro-choice guys over here. Big pro-choice.
Yeah. So I heard somebody this week say that you do have a choice, but the choice right now has been more of an ultimatum.
Correct.
And clearly you have the choice, but with whatever choice you choose, one way you have freedom and the other way you have limitations to what you can do. So it's, again, we can go on this all night long.
Yeah. I just it literally pulls the energy. It's so exhausting because that's what it is. It's not a choice. It's an ultimatum. And many people have suffered from it already here in the States as far as employment and things like that. So I just, I hope every day that there's a very dim light at the end of the tunnel. And I just hope that we're getting closer to it, not further away. That's truly what I hope for. And that's what's great about, we stand by the pro-choice. If you've got it, whatever you want to do to make yourself feel safe and protected, by all means. I would never judge anyone for doing that. But at the same time, the backlash you get for maybe just wanting to wait a little while and see, more results or more testing, and that seems to, and you get labeled this or that, and it's unfortunate, man. It's really driven a wedge, and the discrimination that's come with it. It's something that I never thought we'd be stepping back into, especially for our generation. How much we've moved forward. But yeah, it's truly a shame. But let's not get stuck on that. Let's tell everyone, what you do. You customize skates. Tell us. I don't want to do a full recap because I'm hoping some people have seen you on this pod before. But let's just give us a brief recap on what exactly you do. And then you mentioned you already dropped a name before we started recording, and I want to know what you did for him. So let's jump right into that. So why don't we give everyone just a quick recap on what you actually do, Guby?
Okay, what I do is I talk a lot. Okay, that's what I do. Like I remember the last time, I think we were like at 2 hours, and you're like, I didn't even ask you half the questions I wanted.
Yeah.
So
and then we cut it and we talked for another 30 to 45 off air.
Yeah, man. So okay, aside from talking a lot, I've decided that since I was like 10 years old, that I like different things, and I like changing things, and I like having things that are unique to myself, my personality, or my mood. And because I love hockey, the only things that I could really change or like paint were my skates, my sticks. I used to do patterned stick tape on my blade. Right. And like the artistic side of me really enjoyed like the shape of a skate and the movement that a hockey player does or a skater does. It really embellishes that movement when you have style, when you have like a fashionable type of design on your skate. So over the years, I kept it to myself. I got destroyed in terms of people making fun of me. And I was a kid, right? I like skate sharpeners would laugh at me. You'd try to sell your skates to like a used hockey store, and they'd be like, nobody's gonna ever buy this. Little did they know. It was tough because a lot of people told me like, listen, this is stupid, like you shouldn't do it. And I just did it because I like it. And it was really, it was a lot of luck, I think, that got me to where I am, because I was working in a hockey store in Montreal, and I met Anthony Duclair's dad, who really had an issue with Christopher Duclair's skates. So Christopher is Anthony Duclair's younger brother, and I met him, and he must have been like 10 years old, 10, 12 years old. And he was really nice kid. He used to come to the store, and he made like an elite team that was sponsored by Brand C. Okay, right. Brand C, yeah. And he was skating with Brand B's skates. So the father really wanted me to make the new skates make his old skates look like his new skates, so he could kind of do the transition, but still have like a Brand B skates look like his Brand C. And once I figured out that I can change the look of a boot, and with materials that won't really disintegrate while playing, I really thought to myself that, I can probably do something pretty cool with this. And I think some people will like it. I don't do this for like a majority of people. I do it for, the people who are really interested in this, that are a little bit unique, maybe a little bit different, like a different style. And, these people are reaching out to me, and I really like the connections that I'm making. We talk a lot. Even when it comes to certain players, we have like these video talks maybe once every month or 2 months, and not even talk about skates, just talk about how they're doing, because as soon as they create a relationship with me and I with them. It's like friendship. So
right.
I'm still a fan. I'm still a huge fan. And like when I get these players and we talk, I give myself like a 2 to 5 minutes to just go, oh my God, like you're so awesome.
Yeah,
then,
you got to get the fanboy out.
you got to get the fanboy out. It's a must.
I know. It's surreal because I'm talking to them and I'm like, I just saw you on TV.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. And man, last year was a huge year. And then this year just like it's already taken off. I've spoken to few. Obviously the season like is just starting.
Yeah.
So I don't know when my next conversations will be. It all goes with their schedule. But I always make myself available to whoever wants to talk to me about it. So there's some cool projects coming up.
So I gotta chime in real fast. So I want to let you know, I don't know if I'm putting Silk on the spot here or not, but you inspired us to make, because I was like, I really want to get a pair of skates to you, but I don't have something extra. All I have is my ice and my roller. Yeah. So Silk and I had like we didn't talk to this about each other. We both went off after the pod, did our own things, and then he texts me and he's like, "Hey man, Guby inspired me. I took a Sharpie to the skates."
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I blacked out some of the blue on my Nexuses. You know what I mean?
Turned
like
all my blue red on my Nexus, bro, to match the mitts and stuff. All
just
because of you, bro.
Go.
All because of you. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to see it, man. I want to see it.
Just the littlest thing like that to make it. Mine's all the way in the garage right now, but just to. Just to make it something, like you said, to make it your own, because that's never been a thing when we were growing up. The only option you had was stick tape, and even stick tape for me was black or white, and I was always been a black tape type of guy. Mm-hmm. So I didn't like the camo tape or the fun. Like we did pink tape every now and then when I got older, for October and stuff like that. But as far as like true customization, unless you're on a squad where you're getting custom gloves, socks and things like that with part of your uniform, there's no real individuality. Mm-hmm. And just from our conversation, you sparked that in us. And then to see to see Duclair wearing those skates, I'm like, I was the last time I saw Duclair skates, I was like, we know the guy who did that. Like, you know what I mean? Like through this crazy podcast we started in the middle of the pandemic, we met someone who is having an effect on people like this way and allowing the individuality, something that hockey doesn't always showcase, which is something else I want to talk to you about now. More teams are letting guys dress and wear their style. It's not always suits on game day, or now they're wearing suits, but now they're maroon and they're a little bit more flashy. And I'm here for it. I like the individuality touch on everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, shit.
Well, there. Didn't you drop it last time too?
Yeah. I got so excited. I just kicked it right off the stand. Everything's fine.
You're like a duck, nice and calm up top, and your feet are just going to work.
Yeah, no joke. Man, it's hard to maintain, but everything's fine. I like to talk, and when I'm talking, I like to lean back so I can listen. Like I just get prepared to listen. All right, sorry. Where are we at? Individuality. You got it.
Yeah. I definitely. I'm loving it because.
I scared the shit out of my dog too. My dog just jumped up out of nowhere. He was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
My dog too. My dog is like, she lies down, and if I do a sudden movement, she'll freak out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's these players, they have such big platforms, and they're standing up for a lot of change. There's the Duclair and the whole HDA movement, or crew, they're doing a lot of good things. They're associated with a lot of good causes, and people keep telling me, obviously they're very backwards people, but they're like, you're white. Why are you designing for blacks? And you're not gay, so why are you designing for pride? And I'm like, I'm designing not for blacks. I'm not designing anything for I work for causes and I don't see color. So Duclair is not a black guy to me. Duclair is my friend.
Right.
And
absolutely.
He stands for a cause. And if I have something that can help him express himself, then I'll do that. And it's not like the skin of my color, the color of my skin. It's not a factor.
Yeah, that's a really old school. That's old school mentality.
I get it a lot, man.
Yeah, it's
I
so
still
wild
get
to
it a lot.
think that you would still be getting that type of negative feedback.
Oh yeah, I get it.
How is that even fucking? I'm sorry, but I'm irritated.
How's it relevant?
You're not gay. You can't design for gay, so you have to be a certain type to use your creative instincts and designs to help someone else express themselves that may not have that artistic instinct. Like that makes zero.
Yeah,
you got to stop. You got to stay away from idiots. It sounds like there's a lot of idiots coming
but
up
that's
to
the
you.
thing. That's like it's political correctness, and then it's like public relations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything is so sensitive that it's very difficult for anybody to really express what they're thinking because everybody's walking on eggshells.
Eggshells, that the thin line, and one step this way, a half step that way. It's crazy.
And or what I said like 10 years ago. Or what that comedian said in the 90s. Like somebody came up to me and was like, because I liked watching Andrew Dice Clay. Mm-hmm. I thought that his style, like his style of comedy in the 90s was unique, very unique. And he was just such a personality.
Yeah, the gloves, the glasses, that was Dice. Like and people like Jay Okerson. Jay Okerson wore gloves forever because of Dice. I'm a real big into comedians, so I know I'm right up that alley. But and Dice was a savage. He was a savage too, man. But that's the whole thing about it.
Yeah, but there's people today, they're like, oh, I don't like his comedy. And I'm like, well, those were filmed in like the 90s. Yeah. And today it's okay. But if you look at the comedy, like he sold out Madison Square Garden for a reason.
Right.
In the 90s. So like if I do something today, don't come to me 10 years later and tell me that I was wrong, because I wasn't. Like maybe today's standards are different, but
so here's another thing.
That's the thing, though, too. Like
you're allowed to be wrong. Growth is a thing. Yeah. What do you mean? I'm not allowed to grow? Like I'm not allowed to be a different. Maybe I did make some mistakes when I was younger, but isn't that all part of the game of life? That we're all. You mean to tell me that person's got it figured out?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's I definitely agree with you. It's everybody's allowed to point the finger. But it's a tough society, man. It's really tough. So back to that point, I think that I'm getting better and more creative in helping players express themselves. And I think through my work, a lot of players are reaching out or are interested. Like I have a few projects coming up that I'm just really, really excited about. And like, and it's, it's things that I never thought of, but as soon as people start talking about it, I'm like, yes, I got ideas for that. Because I think about a lot of things and I look at colors differently. I look at color patterns differently. I look at book covers as to what I could put on a skate or on a wall. Like everything to me is not what it is. So if
you see a canvas, like you see a canvas that is ready to be changed into the likeness of this or that, and it's beautiful. Like that's beautiful. Like that's one of the best things about art is how I remember I like one of my favorite things is I work in Washington D.C. So just to see graffiti, and when you see graffiti and you see it done well, you're like, how out of a rattle can they did this?
Mm-hmm.
And no
graffiti
stencil,
has
and
always
they just
blown my mind, dude.
Yeah. So and the aspect of that is, it's what makes people like you so special. The artist mentality is something I'm not a drawer. I'm nothing. I have very little. I have great vision, but I just don't know how to get it out. you know? So, but to see that you're able to even just hear a few words and then your motors are turning and you've got ideas just based off those few things. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's everything is I've always been like that. But like, if I take my clothes out of the dryer and I throw it on my bed, well, I don't see a mess. I'm like, oh shit, if this sock was over there, that would look awesome. And then, you know, like I'll just drop a sock like somewhere else and I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
And then I have to ruin the creation I just made by putting all the clothes away, by folding everything. But it's things like that I think about. I never see a mess. I never see disorder. I never see garbage. I always like to see what it can look like or what else it could be or what else I could think about when I see something like that. And like for me too, like I don't really draw all that much and I don't use computers. Like when I do my stuff, I just like I bounce ideas off the players.
Right.
And then I come up with something in my head. And then a lot of players, like they ask me, they're like, can you show it to me on a computer? And I'm like, no, like I see it in my head, but it'll also go with my mood. Like if I see something and then I start doing it and I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling this. And then I'll kind of switch it up and without really talking to the players. And by knowing them, by talking to them, I get a feel of what they like also.
Right. You get their personality a little bit.
Yeah. And then anything that I've done, I've always added surprises. I've always taken a little extra risk. And man, it's always very welcomed and appreciated by these players. They love it. They love the risks I take. And it's always, you know, within reason.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun right now. Right now, I'm like, the snowball is starting.
Any? Oh, my bad. I was gonna say
go ahead.
You were talking about you got some projects coming up. Anything you can sneak peek? Anything you can tell us about?
So right now, for Toronto, so Kurtis Gabriel, who was my player last year when he was in San Jose, I got some of his autographed pictures, like really cool NHL shots, but with the skates in it.
Nice. That's dope. That's real dope.
I really liked Kurtis Gabriel, like as a person. And then when I watched him play, I was like, you know, this guy puts in so much effort, so much work. And he's all over social media on his like routine, his diet, his workout. So very, very cool person, very proud of him. So now he's in the Toronto system. He was put on waivers and didn't get picked up. So he's in the Marlies right now. But again, I'm doing some skates for him, and we're doing Pride again. Black Trans Lives Matter, Pride. So there's going to be a full inclusive flag for trans, brown, black, and then the whole Pride flag. So it's like an arrow with like the Pride flag. It's really cool. The colors are unbelievable. And so I got his first pair of skates in. And this year, like I decided to do a lot more detail. And when you work with Kurtis, he's very involved in the design. So we spoke several times, and the first chat we had lasted about 45 minutes. And initially we were going to do something very different, just a lot more words in it. And then when I got his skate in, I kind of looked at it. I was like, you know what? I had an idea, a different idea than what we did last year, and I had to run it by him. So I kind of called him up and I was like, look, I've been thinking about this for like 2 weeks now before I got your skates, and since our last conversation, I'm like, I have to run this by you. I have to see if you like this. And as soon as I did, he was like, oh yeah. And
That's awesome.
like he really, really liked it. We adjusted the design. So I'm currently doing his skates. So I have his. So it's like we won't see much because they're fully not done. But the biggest part that I really wanted to do was last year in his true skates. The whole side of it, like where the true logo is, was the full flag, and it was straight, and it was very flashy.
The rainbows, right? Like the
rainbow.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Okay, so this year in the side, what I wanted to do was not make it as flat. I wanted to make it a lot smaller because so the back of the boot, which is not done, but here you're gonna have the I think it's like 4 or 5 colors in an arrow going downwards, and then you'll have the pride flag all in the heel, so it's gonna go straight down.
That's awesome.
So it's going to be pretty big and visible. So what I wanted to do for the sides was just pinstripe it. And
oh wow!
So there's lines.
Subtleness. Yeah, that looks sick.
There's lines right here in the design of the boot that go up, and I continued those all the way into the lines that end here. Mm-hmm. So it's very subtle, and then like the whole black part is you can't see it with this light, but hang on, let me try.
Yeah, I think I remember from last year. It's almost like it's like a ghost word. It's like ghost wording, right? Like it's just a shade different, right?
Well, this one, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see a little bit.
It's got a little flake
glitter.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a galaxy with pretty much a rainbow in it.
That's cool, man.
So I really, really, really enjoyed doing this, and there's a few things that are different on this. I also added him his look. Like I made this for him because he has like his own brand, and his logo is a wolf.
Okay.
But I made my own for him, and we discussed it that he didn't want to brand his skates, but he does love the wolf. So
yeah, it's a nice subtle touch on the bottom. It's a nice personal touch.
It's on the bottom.
I low key like the KG on the tongue. Just saying. I didn't.
I didn't do that. So he got new tongues from last year. Last year when he was playing with San Jose, I think it was Logan Couture who showed him his tongues, and Kurtis loved them, so he got new tongues this year. But yeah, it's so just so I mean, I'm not going to keep the secret. The wolf under. Actually, I'm going to show you a video. I think I could show you the video. I'm going to show you this video. You're going to freak out. Oh, it's so cool. I did it for like a few people recently, and like people love it. So, okay, it's going to end right here. Hang on. How am I going to show? Okay. So, okay. Here, watch this. So I don't know if you could see that, but
is it glowing? Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So there's the skate, right?
Yeah.
So there's the skate, and I shut the light, and yes, indeed, it is glowing.
That's so cool. Thought that's what it was doing. That's so hard. So hard.
Yeah, so it's a special touch, and I told them about it. I said, listen, I've done it. I did a skate where like the whole side of the skate was like the wolf from like Game of Thrones in like a tribal design, and like the background is purple and green chameleon, so it shifts colors, but the wolf itself glows in the dark. And when I did it, like right away, my mind went like, yo, if these players wear this on opening night when when it's like dark in the arena, and then they just skate out and their skates are glowing, like even if it's just for 30 seconds, it would be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
people wouldn't even know. They'd have to catch the eye of a commentator or a cameraman, to focus on that, because that's something that's never been seen.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be so sick. That would be so sick just to see. Like for real, that would be so sick.
Well, so this so very recently, maybe like 2 months ago, I went to this Blade Tech event at the Rink of Dreams.
Hey, shout out to Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony from Blade Tech. So the Rink of Dreams it's insane. Okay, it's insane. It's a super nice family who just during the COVID era, maybe before, but during the COVID era, they really made a social media, and they invested in this backyard rink with lights and music and a changing room, and people show up there, just like, it's insane. So we went there, we had this event, and I did a pair of skates for a girl who was there, and those also changed colors. So they were they were also true skates. They went from green to orange. Yeah, it was sick. Oh no!
Oh, we lost
my battery. Yeah. Okay, what am I gonna do? My battery is low.
Oh no!
Okay, let me charge this. Okay.
That happens to us at least every other podcast.
Yeah, so Denim Dangler episode was wild.
Yeah. No more headphones now. So I'm just gonna go.
We got you loud.
Go with all right. So this event was crazy. I met a lot of cool people, and man, I don't know where the story was going now that I just dropped my headphones.
Rink of Dreams, doing the color change in the green to orange. And I don't know where you were going.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'll be all right.
Yeah, if you think.
Anyways, Rink of Dreams is crazy, and okay, yes, I know. Okay,
here we go.
And I'm planning to go back to at least the Rink of Dreams for during winter. They said, come back anytime, and I wanted to make a full glow in the dark skate where we'll have the lasers going and then just all lights shut and you just see a pair of skates on the ice. Oh. And I think and I'm talking about the whole thing,
the whole boot.
I'm the whole thing. So I'm really excited about that. And
man, I'm already picturing a badass edited video of this, the lights going down and up close on the boots, and then the players skating around. Oh, with the glow in the dark puck, that could be so sick, bro.
Yeah, glow in the dark sticks, skates, pucks. There you go.
That'd be so hard.
That's the thing, right? I've been doing this for a long time. I like changing the designs, and this year or even last year, all the brands came out with holographic writing on their sticks, and that was stuff that I was doing 4 years ago, and I thought it was cool back then. And I've switched up to new stuff, and I'm thinking that these, they're not copying me. I know this, it's just a trend, but I think
you're ahead of your time though.
But that's the thing. That's what makes me either people look at me and they go, dude, you're crazy. And then 2 years, 3 years later, they're like, yo, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And it's nah, long time ago. We're on other stuff.
Yeah, that's wild. I hear you though. Same thing. That's how I felt with the streetwear brands. Everything's so basic, blah blah blah. And then I walk into Pure Hockey the other day, get my skate sharp, and I see this CCM hoodie, and it's got this camo with a white sleeve, and I was very streetwearish, and I was like, where the hell is this shit? Where's this been? And I was like, now hockey's starting to catch up with the trends, and I feel we're just eventually, but that's gonna pay off for us, Goob. We're ahead of the trend always. Yeah. So eventually, the people are gonna catch on to us being ahead of it'll happen.
Well. So you just mentioned CCM. So
here we go.
So recently, got to give a huge shout out to my buddy Mike, who is the owner of Stick Wraps. So
we know Mike. Yep.
Yeah. So
awesome guy too, man. Talented, everything.
Oh yeah. So this summer, CCM calls me. The marketing team of CCM calls me, and they go, "Hey, we got your name from our skate manager. You guys spoke before." And I'm like, yeah. So what's going on? And they're like, "You ever heard of EA Sports?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like,
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
And they're like, well, so we're going to be doing this promotion, and we want to know if you're interested in doing some designs. And I was like skates? And they're like, no. And I was like, well, why are you calling me? And they're like, well, they're like, you know, you're a designer. Would you be interested in doing some sticks? And I was like, definitely. You know, like, I have a good relationship with Mike. If I have to do sticks, I call Mike right away. So, you know, I incorporate my friends or people who I think are talented into the projects that I get called for.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, we're going to be doing 5 sticks for EA Sports, and they're going to send them to 5 of our CCM players. And after the launch date, after the promotion, after all this, you can post up. I haven't posted up yet, but Mike, so I get the ideas. I start sharing them with Mike. Mike starts giving me ideas. We come up with this crazy stick. We come up with like an amazing design. I tell him, like, listen, I want to go crazy. I need you to do this. We did it. CCM loves it. EA Sports goes, listen, we need it a little bit more conservative. We need it to be a little bit more unanimous. The stick needs to be the same, but the player names can be changed. And what I had done was I wanted all the colors to be different. I wanted them to be team colors as opposed to EA Sports colors, which was my mistake. And it was all fixed. So Mike and I do this thing. And so Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Mikko Rantanen, Artemi Panarin, and Seth Jones all got custom sticks from CCM and EA Sports. That was part of a promotion.
I think it came in like a locker, right?
Yeah.
I saw that was you.
Oh,
Yo.
So that me and Mike, and so I didn't do the Warrior ones, but all the CCM ones, there was 5 of them. I don't think McDavid and Panarin posted theirs up, but Seth Jones, Austin Matthews did also, and Mikko Rantanen also. So yeah. So that was a huge project, and you know, I really enjoyed working with CCM. I love the people that I met with them, and they did tell me that they have ideas for the future, where I came back and said, well, this year is going to be a huge year because Winter Classic, All-Star Game, the Olympics,
The Olympics
Stadium
is
Series,
huge.
Heritage Classic. Like this year, if everything's back to normal and every event still plays out, there is a huge stage this year for customized pieces. And I think I'm already in conversation on a few of these things, and I'm freaking out. Like, I'm so excited.
That's so awesome, man. What
Dude,
an
so
opportunity.
good for you though. Good for you. That's so. Oh my! I can't believe we saw them and had no idea till now. I remember seeing those. Like, damn, they got a whole custom kit in a locker. That's badass.
Yeah. So we weren't allowed to post it. I was reposting the stories, you know, and I was just kind of like doing the emoji of the eyes.
Right.
It was, you know, it was like, for me, so Mike made me the wraps. Okay. And then Mike gave me the instructions on how to do it because CCM was in Montreal. And so he shipped them to me. I did the sticks. Now I'm holding these sticks, and I'm literally like holding the stick, and I'm like, fucking Austin Matthews is gonna have the stick.
Yeah, bro, that's
like,
so cool.
Like, and you know, I didn't know, and I was nervous, man. Like, so I'm doing the sticks, and like I'm confident. You know, I love doing this. I do my work well, and I never get nervous. And then, you know, like I'm doing the sticks, and then all of a sudden, like I'm like sweating, and I'm just like, oh man, like I know who's gonna have these sticks. I know who's gonna touch these sticks. Like maybe it means nothing to them, but for me, it needs to be perfect, because any mistake will be like, to me, if I can see the mistake, then they will see the mistake.
Oh,
even
for
if
sure.
They don't. So, man, it was quite a thing to do.
And that's something that those guys are gonna have like forever, or maybe even like post up in their you know, man cave in their houses or something that'll always, you know. And you made yo, good for you, bro.
So
that's so cool.
Thank you. When we when we made the sticks, I asked CCM and I asked EA Sports if we can sign the stick, and they were like, yes, of course. So they showed us where we can sign it, and basically what I did was I did my Guby signature, that like this one, and then I put stick wraps, like I incorporated, so it looked like Guby stick wraps, but I incorporated both logos, and on the other side of the shaft I put both our Instagram accounts. So, you know, if maybe
they know, maybe if you get a follow from Austin Matthews soon, we know what's up.
Yeah, maybe, you know, I don't know what'll happen, but it was is definitely something that was a cool project. Even something that like when they just called, and I was like, yo, this is big. Yeah. This is a big project.
How crazy too is probably something you never even thought about. A completely different lane. You're over here customizing skates, and CCM's like, hey, we want you to do sticks. And you're like, okay. Like that's so wild, right? The lanes that'll open up for you when you're chasing your passion.
Yeah. It was, oh man, it was so great. Late nights, man, a lot of late nights, because our time frame was super small. Mm-hmm. But even then, like I think they really liked our work, and I'm just waiting, man. I'm waiting for the next call, the next project. But in the meantime, you know, like other projects. So, okay, so you asked me if there was like any sneaks or anything.
I was kind of hoping you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this player reached out. You got some new clientele coming to you, because the skates you make have to be seen in these locker rooms. You know what I'm saying, by other players, and they're like, what's that? How do I get it?
Okay, so yeah.
Go on. I'm sorry. I was going to right before you started the stick, like right before you dove into the sticks, because Silk was like, hey, new projects. I was literally just going to make the statement of, I noticed your follower count has grown, you know, like on Instagram and stuff like that. Like you're building steam with your followers and stuff. And here you are designing sticks for fucking CCM. I was like, let me just shut up and let him keep going here. Talking about, I'm over here talking about followers, and this guy's making sticks for CCM, McJesus and Matthews, top 5 players in the league. You know, and I'm over here like, your followers are going up, Goob.
Well, you know what? Like I didn't notice it. I noticed it that I went like over 2,000. And what was crazy about that is that I've never been like, I never looked at that. I never, you know, really noticed, because like I said, I'm not looking to do the masses. I like the individual people. But like recently, somebody said the same thing. They were like, do you know who follows you? And I'm like, I mean, you know, like whoever messages me, I always respond. So I kind of know who follows me a little bit. And they just kept saying like, so many blue check marks follow you. And I was like, yeah, this is the coolest thing. That's where it was really, really fun to see. You know, like, so when was it? Last week, Max Domi, just like, you know, like I've been writing to him several times, because I have I have like a so I had a girlfriend who in my mid-20s passed away, and she was diabetic. So she was a very big she was like a really good friend of mine from high school. We started dating. She was always sick. She was always diabetic. And Max Domi to me, I thank you. Max Domi was always like a inspiration to a lot of diabetics, but to myself in terms of perseverance and in terms of not letting yourself be, limited.
Right.
So I used to, tag him. I used to write to him, and I understand how Instagram works. And if you don't follow me, then you might not see my message and whatever. But then I get a message, and it's like, it's just, "What's up, bro?" And I was like, "What's up, bro? Fucking Max Domi? What's up, bro?" So I sent him a video of going, "Max Domi, what's up, bro?" And then we started talking. We had a really good conversation. I understand that he was prepping for preseason and he wasn't playing until a certain time. So we did have an initial conversation. He's definitely interested, and the project he would want would definitely be in the game-changing type of skates. And this is what I'm pushing for this year. And I can guarantee you, okay, quote this in record right here, brackets, Anthony Duclair this year will change the game in style. I guarantee you this. And like we talked about being ahead of time, okay? When I met Anthony, I had shown him a skate that I loved. He didn't like. He said, "This is way too flashy." A year later, he literally told me to make a skate very similar to that one, which is the skate he's using now. And I put the idea in his head last year. I really said it that I really wanted to make a skate very unique, but unique to his team. And then I'll give you the hint that it will be like a retro reverse skate.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be for these nights. It's gonna be for those nights. And like when I started, like last year, I did mention it to him, and he wasn't having it. He wasn't ready because it hadn't yet been accepted. Like there's a lot of things that have to go through to be on the ice to have the confidence to show off these skates. And when I said it to him this year, I said, "Listen," so he's like, "I'm gonna send you one pair," and I'm like, "Cool, man." And then I'm like, "Listen, I really want to do this skate, and I really think that this is the year that it's gonna like go down." And he's like, "Okay, what are you thinking?" And I explained it to him, and he's like, "Okay, dude, I'm gonna send you 2 skates." And I was like, so when I talk with Duke, it's so cool because he's now really open to change. He's open to the concept that his skates aren't just skates anymore. His skates are an expression. And it's really, really working well between us. We vibe very well. We talk a lot. I make him laugh. I have to say, if we talk, we do get both laughs.
It's important. That's so important. Something that simple is so important to like a friendship, a relationship. Yeah.
Well, that was the most important thing when I started with Guby Customs was, if I talk to somebody, they're gonna be my friend. we're gonna, yeah, they could hire me to do something, but it's not like this is business, because I don't like business. I don't like it at all. People who are in business for gain and financial reasons, they have no friends. Okay, and they're not the type of people that I like to have conversations with, because they keep talking about points and margins and whatever, and
right.
No, that's not what it is. It's about being a nice person. It's about talking to people and listening to what they want, and it's building that relationship. And that's very important for me when I talk to these players, because you can see it. Like, I see it sometimes, and maybe it's fun for them, but like, they're away from home for so long. They spend time in hotels, especially these days with the COVID. Like, I was just listening to the Pittsburgh game, and last year they had no COVID cases, and this year they started having COVID cases.
Yeah,
literally split all the players up. Like, they don't eat together. When they're in the hotels, they're in their own rooms. They're by themselves. So like, we watch them and we're like, these guys are awesome. But there's a whole side of, like, in the background that maybe it's not as fun as we say, because when we go play beer league hockey or adult, senior league, it's we've done our day and then we go play. But for them, that's their job. So aside from working out by themselves, eating by themselves, then they go play, which is their job, and that's when they're with their friends or teammates. It's I don't know, like, maybe it's fun, but for me, I always found it important that I need to make these players laugh. I need to make them forget that about hockey for like 2 seconds, and we have to have a good relationship. That's the most important thing for me.
And it definitely comes through, because look, like you said, you planted the seed of the really getting the design out there. Wasn't for it, it grew on him. We thought about it, because you guys, I'm sure it came up in the conversation, and that's the connection it really takes. And it's funny that you bring that up, because before you got on, we were literally talking about how much of an attitude and just conversing with people, just like changing the look on my face, to trying to be a softer face, because I'm always I always look so hard sometimes. I'm always, thinking or look at something. I'm like, I need to relax all of this and just, maybe, and before you know it, people are approaching you, and then you're having these conversations that you would have never had before. And it might not even be things that, business wise, but it all comes full circle, 1 or 2 conversations later, and you're right back to where you're having that conversation. So it is a beautiful thing. And the art of simplistic communication is almost lost now due to the digital, the text is so cold, when you get these words and you don't know what the true intention is, the sarcasm, are they being malicious? You don't know until you have the conversation with someone. And it's so important. No, I agree 110%. It's so important to break that barrier just to have the conversation,
Yeah, I totally agree. I had this conversation with someone like years ago, before texting was like huge, or even social media was a thing. And it was having a conversation by just saying what, and like, in different tonalities,
right?
Like, what?
Yeah.
What? And you can go back and forth, and by text, you don't get it. Like, it's you don't, and it's
you've lost that human connection.
Yeah.
That's why I use GIFs a lot, like the GIFs, because I feel like that's the best way to express. Like, sometimes a response, like, oh, I got the perfect response for this from this movie. Do they have it? They've got it. Yes, like that's exactly how I feel in that moment. That's why I do love that aspect of it. That technology, that part of technology is cool. You're like, oh, I love that movie too. I get the vibe that person's giving. So that to me is an important. I've had conversations with people strictly through GIFs, or GIFs, whatever the fuck, whatever, graphic animated whatever, front formatting, whatever. I don't know what it is.
Well, graphic is a hard, so it's GIFs.
Right. GIF. Okay, cool. Not a GIF, not peanut butter. It's a GIF. I got it.
Yeah.
Tracking.
GIF is such good peanut butter.
I love
just
me a
tried
PB&J.
Creamy
Yeah,
or crunchy? Got to clarify. Creamy or crunchy? Or do you like both?
I used to love crunchy, and what I'm using them for now, I definitely use smooth.
Smooth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Creamy. I'm a creamy guy too.
So what I'll do is I'll take like a tortilla, and then I'll heat it up a little bit with the peanut butter on it so it melts, and then I'll pour honey, but then I mix it all together and put a banana on it.
Yo, I'm making that after this.
So
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say,
Like-
is this leaning towards a fried banana like a fried peanut butter banana sandwich? Like that's where I was, but it's a tortilla.
I don't heat it. I don't like heat it afterwards, but it's banana, honey, and peanut butter rolled in like a wrap. And
I did that
so-
on a sandwich. I haven't
what-
done it on a
like-
wrap, and now I want to do it on a wrap.
And like, listen to this, okay? So one of my friends was a big guy, and I gotta say, man, within like 2 months, the guy lost like 80 pounds. It was insane, and like, I thought it was sick. Like I was like, something's going on. Like, what's going on with you? Like, you got to tell me. And he's like, no, I'm on this strict diet, and I was like, okay, well, tell me. Like, and he wasn't eating a lot. But he goes, my morning is a banana peanut butter wrap. And then he's like, listen, if you need to, you can add honey to it. And like, I used to always do peanut butter and honey. And then I used to do peanut butter and banana. But when he told me in the wrap and that he was losing weight, so it was healthy.
Yeah, it sounds like a treat. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all he ate. And it was 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. I put like, I don't know, 6.
No shame. No shame.
No. And like, so him was 1 spoon of peanut butter, 1 spoon of honey, and then the banana. And like the tortilla was definitely like a higher end, less gluten, less
right,
stuff like that. But taste wise, yeah, totally 100 recommend it. You got to do it.
I'm glad we snuck food in here because that's a big deal.
Yeah, we talk a lot about food, so that's important. Not to get too far away from the skates and everything. Now that the season's back, we've got a full season, upcoming. I know we know you're Caps fans. We know you're a big fan of Ovi. What are you seeing? What are you thinking? How do you feel about old Silver Fox? We know we took a little knee shot here in preseason, but other than that, how do you feel about Ovi in this upcoming season?
Ovi and the Caps. So you know what? They're such a dangerous team because they're still, all of those players are just like, their core guys are so good. And like, I did my fantasy draft yesterday, and I was like, I picked Ovechkin 12th. Okay.
He was available.
So,
I was like, damn, you went down that far.
Who are these players who went before him? And like, I kept looking at it. Yeah, okay, McDavid and Kucherov, and then I was like, they put Draisaitl up in the top 5, and I was like,
yeah,
I don't know if I the top 5, but then I was like, fuck, how old am I? Like,
right?
I think Ovechkin is still like in his rookie year, and people are like, no, he's old. He's been in the league for 15 years, and I was like, that's insane.
Yeah.
So I think you got Ovechkin. Like, you don't slow down his shot. Things that'll slow down, maybe his skating, maybe his stamina.
Well, maybe with the skating. I'm sorry to cut you off there. He's slow as molasses now.
Yeah, but he'll always find a way to be open.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, no matter what, he's been there for 15 years, and people still can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And when he finds his opening, it's not like he's skating fast to get there. It's just a goal scorer knows where to go.
The IQ. Yep.
So he's he's unbelievable. He's not even anymore like a generational player. He is a player for the times. It's not like just this generation. It's and I was watching a guy who he was breaking down how Ovechkin will beat the Gretzky goal scoring record.
Mhm.
And he was like, in the next 4 years, if he gets like 30, he's got it.
Yeah, we did the math actually. I think it's like he has to do like 38 goals for 5 seasons or 4 seasons, and he's got it.
Yeah. So
he can do that just on the power play.
And if you think about it, like that's easy for Ov.
Yeah. So it's unbelievable to see this happening, because another player who will score 900 goals, when you'll have to wait at least 15 years to see it.
Maybe McDavid Draisaitl could be up there the way they have to put up points for Edmonton.
They just got to get on a more winning of a squad. That's what I see there. But look, I think so. Not only is Ovi smashing the record, but I think the nearest person to him is 277 behind. I think that's the number.
That's great
as of now. So I mean,
like 4
and every year, what does he overtakes how many numbers every year?
Mm-hmm.
And now that and going through 2 asterisks, we've talked about this. Not only the lockout, he was there for the lockout last year with COVID, the half season and the
2 lockouts.
Yeah, 2 lockouts.
2 lockouts. Yeah.
And it makes no sense. And I low key throw shade at Ovechkin. I'm looking at him on my cereal box that I have here on my window. But it's like I don't really throw shade at him. But it's almost like I forget that we've had him for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's no longer like the shock value isn't there. I don't know where that thumbs up came from. I don't know why the shock value to me isn't there. But when you sit back and you think about him and what he's done, not only for the Washington Capitals Stanley Cup, but the area, made DC a hockey town, and he's really transformed. I mean, how long was the conversation? Ovi or Sid? Who pick one and ride? That was it. You had Ovi and Sid for the longest time. Mm-hmm. So to see him still, doing what he does and at the caliber, the intensity's still there. He may have lost a step. You said that like you said, he's been scoring goals for 15 years. If they were going to stop him, they'd stop him by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there's also that conversation that was had for years is no one's ever going to catch Gretzky. No one's ever going to touch Gretzky's records. It's a different game, whatever it may be. He was, the player that he was, the great one. But like we're entering like unfamiliar territory. Like this is happening. An active player is running down the great one. And it's only one category, but still.
Yeah.
Well, especially compared to the greatest thing is a generational gap. The gear that Gretzky had to deal with, compared to the Ovechkin got top of the line. But look at the talent.
Ovi's going against better and more athletic goalies with better gear, faster, stronger defensemen. So everything is against. Yeah, everything's against Ovi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's unbelievable to see him do that. And then the players that are with them, like I love TJ Oshie. I love him so much. He doesn't look like like Datsuk. Datsuk didn't look like he was moving, but he was wheeling.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
didn't look like he was intense, but he was so intense. Oshie, it reminds me a little bit of that. He doesn't look like he'll be moving too fast. And yet all of a sudden he just split the D, and not by but with speed. He does things that are like very new in hockey, in his creativity and moves. So I love TJ Oshie. I think he brings a good morale boost to the team.
One of my favorite players in the NHL. I'm a huge Timothy fan. That's my guy.
We've said, like, if you're going to pick a player to represent the NHL to someone that's never watched hockey, TJ Oshie is the guy you pick. He's a hockey guy.
Got the smile. The guy's never not happy when he's at the rink or on the ice. Yeah, oh man, what a great career. I'm so glad he landed in Washington. Hope he finished his career. I'm so happy he didn't go to Seattle.
Oh, that was our biggest nightmare, right? Going into this, please don't take TJ.
Yeah, you gotta keep those guys together. I mean, Backstrom is injured, but he's like,
he just got placed on long term today.
Did he?
Oh no.
Yeah, he got placed on long term. Yep.
Well, then you have Kuznetsov, who's, maybe questionably was like it was questionable at the beginning where or how motivated he was, but I think talent wise he's just.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna get a new version of Kuzi this year.
His speed too.
We're gonna.
I think he's arguably up there with McDavid. When he takes off, Kuzi is fast, bro. He's really fast.
Yeah. So I love the Caps. However, I'll watch them. And I picked some players from fantasy in Washington, but there's no players wearing Guby skates there. So we
gotta make something happen.
We gotta make something happen.
We gotta
make some phone calls. We'll call Wilson.
I definitely so I love Florida. Even if Duclair wasn't there, Florida is no, it has to be with Duclair because he's a big part of that team. But Barkov is so underrated, still so underrated.
Yep.
And then everything they added this year, like last year when they added Sam Bennett, I was like, you know what? Like I've heard this guy's name. I love his mustache. I like his look. He's like gritty. He's cool. And then he started playing, and I was like, oh man, like they needed this guy. So it was fun to see. And then they took in Reinhardt.
Yeah, from Buffalo. That's huge.
Talented.
He's a great player.
Yeah, but he was like most players die in Buffalo. He was starting to not get talked about, and I think that's going to be a huge addition. So definitely love watching the Florida games for the reason that I think they're a great hockey team and well coached, and I also get to see some pretty nice skates there.
Yeah. I agree. They're going to give Tampa a run for the money. They're going to give Tampa that.
The battle of Florida is
going to be
the battle. Yeah, the battle of Florida preseason has already been intense.
Yeah. So like right now I'm watching. Okay, it's in the third period. Pittsburgh is winning 2-0. So, I mean, not a great start for. Well, I haven't been watching the game, so I won't say anything. But I think Tampa is still one of the best teams. Like they have by far the best goalie in the league.
Yep.
So like it's always fun. I like watching good hockey, and I can watch it with the sound off because like the commentators sometimes they go more for one team than the other team.
Yes.
That always sucks.
Or they're just talking about shit that's irrelevant to the game.
Yeah, and like for this year, like I was watching Toronto play Montreal, okay, and I'm from Montreal, and I have Drew Wayne wearing my skates, and then I had Kurtis Gabriel for Toronto wearing my skates, and oh, what a game, man! Like I can't technically be cheering for Toronto because I'm from Montreal, but I had to cheer for Toronto because one of my players was there and he was doing very well. But then he's also playing against my home team, who also has a pair of my skates. And I was like, this is a tough game to watch. And it was tough because, it's like, even without the skates being involved, it's Toronto, Montreal. So yeah, I'm finding new reasons to find a lot of fun watching now. It's fun.
I got to put you on the hot seat here. Is Duclair on your fantasy squad?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good answer.
All right. Good answer.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He was. I rated him higher than the fantasy did, and what's cool is that position-wise, he plays right and left, so he's a very good pick for me, especially that he'll play the power play. He plays, the first or second line, and depending on how the coach switches up the lines, he'll either be playing with Huberdeau or Barkov. So
either one.
If I can get those players, then I get, I'm happy to take
a double dip.
Yeah. So, and yeah, he's I'm telling you, I've seen him like grow over the past couple of years, and he's taking hockey really seriously.
Yeah.
And he just signed for 3 years, so
I've always been a Duclair fan, man. I like his style. I've been a fan of his, and I think he has potential to be a really great player. Not that he's not, but I think he can take it. He can be a contributing player that takes a team to the next level. And I love that he's finally a home. He's bounced around a little bit, so I'm glad that he's in Florida again, signing that deal, getting some chemistry going with the same squad. That's good to see.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him. As soon as I heard the news, I called his dad. I spoke to Duke, and I was just very happy. Just called him, not even to talk about skates, but just talk about like congratulating him. And that was the biggest thing for him, I think, was that he wanted to be stable with the team and grow with that team under the same system, under the same coach. And I mean, with the players that are in Florida and how they're doing it, man, do I do bold statement? Within 3 years, I say, yeah, man, within 3 years, I think they're going to do it.
Wow.
It's believable.
I like that.
I was saying, what was it last year? I think I was saying they're gonna have to face Tampa. If they beat Tampa, they're a cup contender team. They're gonna do it, and they were right there. They honestly were. They could have taken that series. So I agree with you. Under Quenneville too, they're taking leaps and bounds.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Controversially, last year with Tampa, like a lot of players that got eliminated by Tampa. I think especially Carolina. Mm-hmm. Carolina, man, they were like, I think the statement was, we got beat by a team that's 18 million over the salary cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oof, man, the statements like that, and it was like every series, right? Tampa's good. Yeah, definitely. But I made the prediction that I think like 3 or 4 years ago, I made the prediction that within 5, Toronto's going to win. And like, I don't understand what is going on in Toronto. I watched their Amazon Prime series.
Oh, I just watched that too. It was so good. My chick tuned in. She was like, "Can we watch another episode tonight? Can we watch another episode?" It's such a great show. Anyone that hasn't watched it, check it out.
I definitely liked it. I wish they would have done more episodes. Like The Last Dance. The Last Dance was like, I think like 8 or 9 episodes, maybe 10. Like, and the Maple Leafs one was
5, 6. Yeah, 5 or 6.
That's so short.
Yeah, I mean, it's real good. It's just it gets the vibes like HBO did with like the Winter Classic with the Caps and stuff. Amazon nailed it. They really did. The fact that it was so short, it was a killer. It was a killer.
Yeah, I really like this. So, it's. I think Toronto has the team. I just don't know. Like, I watched the series and I was trying to find it out. I was like, what is wrong? Why can't they do it? What's
the missing link? What's the missing link?
Yeah. So I don't know.
Anthony last week thinks it's the coach. Shout out to Anthony from Play Tech again.
Yeah. You know, they've done a lot of changes. So they brought in one of the best coaches, and that didn't work. And then he got fired. And then they brought in, Sheldon, and he's good. I mean, he's younger, and I think he's more hip, and he's trying to work with them. I think that players respond more to him. But man, it's like, it's weird. I don't know. It's weird.
It doesn't make sense. You have Marner, you have Matthews, you have Tavares, you have Willie Stiles. Like, you have such great offensive players. You bring in some grit with Simmons, Bogosian was there, like all that. And then it just to see them just fall like the way they did in the playoffs was like, even as not even being a Maple Leafs fan, was just like heartbreaking, bro. Like, dude, what?
Yeah. And that's why I thought to myself last year, and I think I mentioned it to him, but I was talking with Kurtis Gabriel after he got back home from San Jose, and I said, I was watching the playoffs, and like, I think your role could be very, very well used in Toronto, or even Montreal. And he kind of just laughed and he was like, we'll see what happens summer and stuff like that. And I don't push too much. I ask, but if it's not in the conversation, it's not. And when he signed in Toronto, I was like, fuck. I felt something, man. They would need a guy like you. So I'm very excited to see how much they call him up, how much they use him. It's going to be interesting. I think with the grit, I think Simmons is good, but somebody younger who will take that role, the fighting role, the checking role, a lot more. And I think that's something that Marner needs, or even Matthew. Yeah, even Matthews, that they know that there's somebody on the ice that watches their back, that kind of just goes, okay, these guys are here to play hockey. I'm here to make sure that nobody goes out of or injures or like
contributing in different ways on the ice.
Yeah. So it's I think it's a good fit. I like it. I'm just waiting to see what happens, man. It's today it's gonna be a good season.
Yep, we got a full season ahead of us. I'm excited. I can't wait. Jay, you got anything else?
I'm sorry, the dogs are starting to lose their minds now. I'm sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I don't want this to end. I feel like we could talk for hours. But I do want to ask one more. I have two questions real quick before I'm just so afraid he's going to bark. I just have two things for you, Goob, before we roll. One, I got to get your Stanley Cup prediction real fast. Who do you think is going to take it? Do you see Tampa with the straight up three-peat Pat Maroon 4 in a row? Is this possible? Or who are you thinking here?
Okay, so it's definitely possible. Like, it's definitely possible. Although right now they're losing 3-0. So it's the first game of the year, right? It's the first game of the year.
Yeah.
But But they have a good coach. They still have a really good team. Kucherov is unbelievable. I've been watching him play this, and I was like, man, he is like really good.
Yeah,
he's my number 3 in my top 10. Yeah. He's that good.
He's really, really good. So it's fun to watch. You know what? Like, I have to say, man, within 3 years, Florida is definitely going to win. I think they have like a really good team this year. Like, they added way better players without taking anybody off, really.
I agree.
So Ekblad is back.
Yes.
That's huge for Florida.
Off the gruesome injury. Yes.
Yeah. And so Bobrovsky is a really good goalie, but Spencer Knight is an
up-and-coming USA kid.
Stud. Yeah. So totals, and what I think is going to happen is that Bobrovsky is going to get more resting time, play less games, and they're going to split more. If Spencer's doing really good, which potentially he's supposed to be really good, and he did really well last year also in the few games that he played. So if the goalies are well rested, defense is like really strong. I think they have like their 2 top pairs would be top pairs in any other team. And then I think their 2 or 3 first lines would be, first lines in most other teams also. So, okay. Yeah, I'm going to say Florida.
I like that.
Florida.
Okay.
I'm going Florida.
Big pick.
I like that. And then I just want to ask one more question before we get out of here. Anthony had mentioned he's been doing some stuff. Anthony from Blade Tech, we've shouted him out multiple times. Absolute beaut with what he does over there. Business is growing for him as well. He said you guys have got a little collab, going on with some skates. Have you utilized some of his blades, on some skates that you're doing at all, or have you taken it? Are you guys allowed to talk about it, or?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a lot of, I'm going to have to place an order for about 7 pairs of blades. all done up differently for different players. I will tell you this. So I'm from Quebec, and in Quebec, people that are from Quebec are very kind of patriotic about it. So I'm going to be featured in 4 magazines this season. And so we have it's a French magazine called Hockey, the Magazine. And it's sent out to all players registered in minor hockey in Quebec. And it's given out for free in all hockey stores in Quebec. And I'm going to be featured in October's edition with the skates that I did for Drouin last year. I'm going to be featured in December's edition as the top 10 coolest Christmas gifts to get. And I'll get back to December's edition because you USA boys will love this, because I totally forgot about this until you said this. February's edition will be Black History Month, and that will include Duclair skates. And then April's edition is still open. But I think it's going to be Gabriel's Pride skates. So going back to December, so some of these skates that are being done and the collaborations that we're doing with Blade Tech. So I'm definitely doing some Pride blades for Kurtis Gabriel. Whether he uses them or not, he'll be able to sell them off at auction.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
And with his platform, it's something that, you know, I thought was very necessary. Blade Tech thought it was very necessary, and it's just a gift that we like to do together when we work together. So, World Juniors.
Yo, fire me up! Fire me up!
So, Thomas Bordelot is getting custom skates.
Let's go.
That's
Is
awesome.
it December yet? I fucking love
So-
World Junior Hockey. Oh,
So-
man.
So I met Thomas Bordelot. He's he's American. He goes to Michigan.
Mhm.
Had an awful story that he told me about last year's World Juniors. And I'll share it. So he was sent home due to his roommate being tested positive for COVID on the day they were leaving to the tournament. And when they were sent home with double IHF rules, was one test, you're done. And they were false positives. So yeah. So he when I met him, like right away, man, I was like, this kid, I like him a lot. Like he had very calm vibes. He was very cool. He's got this swag, you know, he's really cool. I really like him. And we met up, he's wearing like a Drew shirt, like tie-dye. He's got style, man. So I thought to myself, okay, if we're gonna work together, and he didn't like too much the what other brand of skates did last year for the World Juniors.
Yeah.
He thought it was like a little bit maybe generic or not really unique or not
Right.
artistic.
Mhm.
And he said, I'll let you figure it out. It definitely has to be approved by USA Hockey, but he wanted something low-key, not super flash, but something that'll represent USA, him, and like all together. And in my head, when I came up with the designs, and I kind of let him know like the images that I'm working with, like I love he just sends like hearts or like clapping hands, or like he really likes style, and he really likes different things. So So I'm really so excited for him to get his skates. And with Blade Tech, what I kind of did, like I didn't order them yet, but what I'm going to do is when he's wearing his USA skates, the outside of the blades will be USA colors and the inside will be Michigan colors. And then he'll be able to switch them when he goes back to Michigan and have his Michigan colors on the outside and the USA colors on the inside.
That's cool.
It's like it's so gonna be really sharp, and like I really like him. I really like this guy. He's a unique type of player. Like it's like if you go into basketball and you like look at like Iverson when he came in.
Iverson, the answer.
Yes. So I really liked Iverson. And when I met Thomas, like without even seeing his like hockey background or without, like I was just like, you know, this kid's got a different vibe than most hockey players have. He's like a regular guy that doesn't really need to be all, you know, like, proper. He just has his own style. And then when he goes on the ice, well, he becomes a hockey player. He's not a hockey player like all the time. He's right. You know, so I'm very excited. I'm like, guys, yeah, like I'm, you know, obviously this year I'll have to be cheering for Team USA. But you know, I'm really excited for the style that skate is going to bring, because it's going to be a unique skate. It's not going to be like the skates that other brands give their players and say, this is what we did, right, that we thought you, not even if you like it or not, it's this is what we did, have it.
Right.
What I'm doing is something that Thomas is going to see. Even before I approve it by USA Hockey, it first has to be approved by Thomas. And when Thomas says, yeah, then I'll go see USA Hockey. And if USA Hockey says no, then I'll rework it. But it's the player first that's going to like it. And those are going to be featured in the December magazine also. And clearly I'll send pictures when they're all done up.
That's awesome, man. For real. You're doing big things, Guby.
Yeah.
For real. I'm real proud of you, bro. For real. Seeing where
it's awesome.
First episode to where we're at in such a short amount of time. Big things coming.
Yeah, congratulations on it. Exactly. Congratulations on the growth, and it's only up from here. I remember when I was telling Silk that I was like, this guy's gonna be nothing's gonna stop you. You know, it's you're highlighting an aspect of players and guys that normally isn't. You know, it's a great outlet. It's a great way to get a message across without having it, you know, shoved in your face. But it's a great way to an expression. You know, an expression without having to say anything is always a beautiful thing to me. Yes. I hate to rap. But we gotta rap.
Yeah,
we gotta.
Yeah,
rap,
I know. We could last for 2 hours, right?
Yeah,
we could go for 2
every
hours.
Time.
Absolutely. Peter, thank you so much. You know, Goob, thank you so much for joining us again on the podcast. It's always a pleasure. We're going to have some IG lives, so you know we'll get you in on the mix on those for sure. We'll send you some messages, but congratulations on your success now and everything coming to you in the future. You wholeheartedly deserve it, and I can't wait to see. And the next time we talk to you, the more growth in the league. You're unstoppable, and I'm here for Guby Customs, brother. I'm here for you.
Thank you. I'm very excited. This season is going to be another stepping stone, and you know we go slowly by slowly, and
yeah.
But I have to congratulate you guys for continuing weekly podcasts. Like that's
thank you.
That's tough. You know, that's something. The COVID era was not necessarily a bad era. You know, you start something and
I agree.
You like it, and yeah, you guys too. Congratulations.
I appreciate that very much. Yep. Guys, as always, you know, thanks for joining us on the podcast. Guby, again, thank you so much, brother. And I can't wait to talk to you in the future and see what's next. See what players reached out to you next, man. So I can't wait. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We appreciate you. Have a good night, guys.
The boys from Men Behind the Mitts just want to say thanks for listening. And as always, be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media outlets at Men Behind the Mitts. Brought to you by Silky Mitts Hockey Club. Support the boys at silkymitsHC.com.